Reece Walsh, obviously from the Queensland setup, you know him well. Some criticism over the weekend that he's trying to find a winning play every time he's got the ball. If you were in a side with him at the moment, DCE, what would you be saying?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to play alongside Reece, and massive fan of Reece and what he does. He's one of the superstars of the game for a reason, because his best game is in the elite territory of the game. So I have played alongside of Reece, and I reckon my messaging is always quite simple, and it's encouraging him to do what he does best, which is be involved in the game. The more touches he has, the better it is for the Broncos. I do understand that people, there's a knock on here or there, or there's a forward pass, or there's a kick out on the full, but that's what you get. That's what you get with rocks or diamonds. I mean, who am I to say? I kick out on the full and I miss tackles and drop the ball. But when it's good for Reece, it's really good, and I think you have to just continue to encourage it. It might be a bit different for a forward, Gal. Do you think it's a bit different?
Mate, I'll be honest, he's a superstar of the game. He's a reason a lot of kids watch the game. I think he's a fantastic player. But you talk about rocks or diamonds, he was rocks on the weekend. But he can be diamonds. He's an outstanding. I think he's a fantastic player, and I love him as a player. But on the weekend, he didn't play a good game. He wasn't good, and I think he's very, very lucky he didn't spend 10 minutes in the Sydney for the shoulder charge. I thought without doubt, he should have been sent to the sin bin. It was shoulder contact directly to the head. There was nothing else but shoulder to the head. Now, I understand it's a tough situation for fullbacks there. They're trying to save a try. But at the end of the day, that's shoulder directly to the head. Now, every day of the week last year, that was a sin bin. So I don't know why it wasn't. But he had a poor game on the weekend. But with his ability, he can hit back straight away this week.
Do you agree, Cam? And is he playing frustrated at the moment?
Oh, look, I don't think he's playing frustrated, Brace, in particular. I actually think he's probably just trying to overplay his hand a little bit at times. And, he's always on the end of, their big sweeping plays, with that blistering speed out the back of a, like a block play or a sweeping play on the end of a back line. But I think he's got to learn or understand like time and place on the footy field, and when the right time is to throw that long ball or to try that little offload to a centre, coming out of your own end. Look, he come up with some wonderful plays for the Broncos, none better than that 40-20, which really shifted the momentum back in their favour the other night. I just think every time he touches the ball, particularly in attacking positions, he seems like he's trying to come up with that last pass or the big play for the team. And, guys, I remember back, in the first sort of 3 or 4 seasons of my career, play with a guy by the name of Billy Slater. He was very much the same. But the thing about Billy and what he understood very quickly was that, that was never going to be, a positive thing for himself as an individual, but for the team as well in the long run. Sure, he finished the game with a lot of highlights. He was always featuring on the highlight reel, but he'd have 4 or 5 errors too, which would make the game harder for him, and it'd make the game harder for us to try and get wins. So he worked extremely hard throughout the week to try and, bring that, I guess, that flair back a little bit and add a little bit more consistency into his game. And we all know what happened. He become, what many of us believe is, the greatest fullback our game has seen.